To the Jeremiah Show. I'm with the War Hippies. Their new debut album came out last year. It's out now, and there is a new release slated for the fall of 2023. Scooter Brown, Donnie Reis, their website, warhippies.com. Go check them out. Guys, so we talk, you've been in combat, you've served, music has run parallel. You had parallel lives that have come together. Lightning struck on stage, and here you are. You're born, and you are War Hippies. There's a conflict in your name, isn't there? In a way, I mean, war and hippies. Tell me a little bit about the name, and if that's intentional conflict, if there's a story there, if what you want me to think about.
It's the name has really been around since Vietnam. A lot of the guys that came back and fought in Vietnam and then protested, they called War Hippies. It kind of morphed into a little bit more, I think, with us. It was kind of an accident. I was given an interview for a magazine, and the lady asked me to describe myself, and I said, I don't know, I'm kind of a war hippie. And she said, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm a combat veteran Marine, but now I'm, a long-haired dude that, loves nature and outdoors and natural remedy and meditation and grounding and, all about, all that stuff, and just that peacefulness of trying to find peace, and just being cool with one another and loving everybody. And I said, but I still have that warrior in me, and I'll still stick an axe in somebody's face if they come and try to take that from me. And we went on about the conversation. And then when the headline came out, it said, it's self-proclaimed war hippie Scooter Brown. And as soon as I saw it as a headline, I put it in my memory, and I just said, that's going to be something. That's going to be something. And you don't meet very many combat veterans in the music business. And so when Donnie and I linked up and that we captured that lightning, it just kind of hit me, and I said, hey man, I got this idea called War Hippies. The only way I can do it is with another combat vet, and he's another long-haired bearded dude that's just like trying to do the same thing I am, and like let's try it. And it's, the people love the name. It's the craziest thing. You wear a War Hippie shirt into a gas station, and somebody behind you is tapping you on the shoulder going, hey, what's War Hippies? And then they end up buying one. Like,
well, I want to talk about that too. Your merchandise, your brand that you're building. It's pretty amazing. And let's tell people where you can get one of those t-shirts.
Oh yeah. Everything's on warhippies.com. We also partnered with Nine Line Apparel. There's doing a bunch of stuff with us. And we actually have one out. We're doing one a month. That's a limited. So it comes out and then it goes away.
Smart.
It's kind of a one-off thing. So, all the links are on warhippies.com.
Well, and if I could point out, you guys are at a different level of success, but music business is hard and it's changed so much. And if I could point out for you, and you can agree or disagree, but merchandise is really how you can support a musician, buying their merchandise and buying their tickets, and obviously supporting the music online, but where the real money comes in for you to keep you doing what you're doing would be through merchandise and touring, right? And maybe
absolutely.
I mean, streaming can be okay, but it's definitely nothing touches like merchandise and just coming out to see shows. Tickets, come see us.
Yeah live. You get a chance to get out live again, live music. Go see them. Go watch a lightning strike.
And let me tell you something. If you like the album's great, but it ain't nothing like the live show. The live show is just it's one of those things where you have to see it to completely comprehend how much sound is coming from three dudes on stage. It's really cool.
Let me just mention then, since you mentioned live music, FarmJam Festival up in Colville, Washington. Go see War Hippies at FarmJam. Real farm, real people, real music. They're playing on a Saturday lineup, big night, September 2nd, 2023. At FarmJam. What a great Greg and Azara Knight are so great up there. That what a great idea. to take
it's
Tritt
one of our favorite festivals.
Yeah, it's the biggest festival now up there too. I'm pretty sure up at the Pacific Northwest for music. So yeah, check it out, farmjamfestival.com. Scooter, I want to go back to something you said in the beginning, that you were writing Western poetry just for yourself. To me, that's pretty intriguing and interesting. Where did you get into that? Describe Western poetry to me. I don't know if I've heard.
It's like, like cowboy poetry, or it's mainly focused on Western culture, rodeo culture, and outdoor mountain life culture. Just like sitting there watching, up in Colorado, they have still have herds of wild horses. And you go sit up and watching some of these horses and describing that in a short poem, kind of thing. A lot of mine was very much on the outdoors aspect of the Western lifestyle. Not a whole lot of rodeo stuff. There was a lot of rodeo stuff, but not more of it was based on the outdoors and just my love for the mountains. And then it's funny, when I joined the Marine Corps and spent a lot of time out at sea, I realized that I have a pirate side too. So I struggle between my mountain man and my pirate egos. But I love being outside and feeling the energy of the earth and the sunshine and the wind. But I don't know why I started really writing it. I was not a school guy. I didn't like school, didn't like English class, didn't like any of that. But for some reason, I always had thoughts in my head, and I just decided to write them down one day and kept on doing it.
Do you think that you will put out a book of your poems one day?
I've thought about that actually. I still have a bunch of the ones from back in the day. I haven't done as many poems lately that I used to do, but I've got a few ideas for books, and then Donnie and I both have some ideas for books. We kind of want to do it all. We want to do books and TV shows and albums and movies and everything.
The music is very cinematic. I mean, not only let's say I just listened to it without watching your excellent videos, which are mini films in their own right. If I didn't look at that cinematography, the great work that you guys did there, the imagery, bringing the song to life in a story, it's cinematic. It should be in Westerns and movies and television shows like Yellowstone and those types of, I mean, it's just really, really good. Good cinematic. It brings it to life in your mind, the imagery. You're also, it feels like you've got a real theme of America and all different eras, maybe, songs like The Hangman, bring it, your renditions of Amazing Grace, Oh Holy Night, Star Spangled Banner, The Warrior's Farewell, American Son, Believer. I mean, there is a lot of America in there, and a lot of probably of each of your lives. Now that we talk a little bit, is there a theme, would you say, in this album, or is it a theme in the band in general that will always be there, this feeling of pride and struggle in America and America's sons, which you both are?
Yeah, I mean, Scott said this in an interview one time, and it's really there's been a sentiment, it's kind of been brewing in our country. It's kind of, almost anti-American and just really divisive and things like that. And we just want to encourage people to be proud of their country again, and be proud of their neighbors, be proud of the history, be proud of the past. We're not perfect. America's never been perfect, but it is a wonderful place that we hold very near and dear to our hearts. And both of us have seen the world all over the place, in every different capacity, from its beauty to the hell on earth, which is war. And this place is beautiful, and we want people to realize that, the American dream, that that we're living it and we're part of it, and that this country is still, you can still achieve those things, and you can still be a part of that, even though it seems a little bleak from time to time. Want people to not be discouraged, to be proud Americans.
I agree.
I always go back to, like, I look at my country like the same way I look at my kids. They might tick me off, but I still love them. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good.
Like, I think that I think people need to do a little bit more worldly traveling and investigation before kind of running the place that allows them to do everything they want under the dirt. And like Donnie said, when we both said it now, but we understand 100% that this country is not perfected. But the way that I look at it is, we've always tried to be, or we've righted wrongs, and we still have a lot of wrongs that we need to right. But we try to do the right thing. And I think that in the heart and soul of Americans, not politicians and government and all that stuff, but the people that just are living their everyday lives, all want the same thing. We all just want to do our own thing, mind our own business, have an opportunity to pursue happiness, and do something that we love and live a peaceful life. And it's easy to look past that when people are in your ears nonstop telling you how bad it is.
I think those are great words to end this segment with. The War Hippies, my special guest this hour, Scooter Brown and Donnie Reis. Their website is warhippies.com. We'll be right back.